It's finally a lovely day up here. Blue skies, warm enough for a t-shirt, just about. And we're going to go and look at our well. So this got installed earlier in the week. Really not what you expect when you talk about a well. It's not yet drinkable. Pump needs to be installed. And obviously it needs powering. Oh, it looks like the pump is installed because the power's there. So that's exciting. And this is something I hadn't thought about at all, but the results of the drilling. So you've got the clay and dirt here that's come up from just there when the well was drilled, which is super interesting. It's not looking very promising for our grow box. I don't think there's anything growing in there yet. And we got the starting frame for a second one. I only picked up the edging because didn't really have a lot of hands free. But we can start piling in some of the leftover branches. Then we've got to do a bit of raking and scatter some seeds because the weather's nice enough that we can really start to get some of this mud reclaimed. Dig out the remaining channel over there, and then maybe tomorrow transplant a few more of the raspberry bushes into the edging over there so we start to get something really growing. So now we've got a decent number of sticks as a base. Need to pick up all of the normal stuff, so wood chips, mulch, blah blah blah, and obviously a second layer. But progress. I think in 2 weeks it's time to start planting the more serious stuff of the two sisters. Hopefully we'll get something in that bowl. Spring onions, but we'll see. There's even tiny amounts of snow still around on the land if you look in some of the more shaded areas, so it's definitely not a fully springtime time on the land yet. But yeah, let's start scattering some seeds, see where that gets us. I'm not sure if we've got enough, but we're going to try and get that area back there, down through here, at least around where the car is, and then some of this area leading to there covered up, which I think will be good. Maybe I should do the bit around there as well. Well, we're definitely not going to have enough for all of this. And in theory, this should now just follow that route down to the end. So I'm hoping that there won't need to be more digging because that's quite a clear channel. I don't necessarily need it to be a full-on drainage thing, hopefully, but that will keep this little area done. I've sown some seeds in this space, and then I will put a willow tree here in the coming weeks to just really kill some of that moisture, probably around this spot. To do it in there. The pond's looking pretty good, and we can see we've got the beginnings of a small tree there, but it's still quite red in its colouring. As you can see, the barbed wire is still there, so I think you can do a bit of googling on how we can just improve that space. And the main thing I'll need to do is just keep an eye on that channel, make sure it keeps well, and then maybe, depending on how things go, that might need to be increased a little bit, so it's only the overflow channel. I don't want it to be a permanent stream, but I do want it to be common enough that it keeps that moving. You can see it's moving fairly well at the minute, which is quite nice. Well, I guess this isn't going indoors then. And then, yeah, the seeds have been sown. We've got the second box started. We had a bit of a wander around the place. But all in all, it's going pretty well. I was thinking about digging up some of the raspberry bushes that seem to be coming up, but I'm going to hold off another week or so because we had frost this morning. So I don't want to uproot them and then immediately their roots get frozen. I also am really beginning to wish I could let the stock off lead here, because the amount of things that the lead gets caught on is... It's been a few weeks and we're back, and you can see there's the beginning, at the very least, of some grass, and leaves are beginning to pick up on some of the bushes and things. So we've got quite a bit in the van to do over the Easter weekend. We've got everything we need to actually test finally the pump, which will be good. And yeah, a little bit over on the planting over there, level out some of the ground around the pump with some concrete slabs. Got a couple of fence posts so we can start having an idea as to where I want to fence in, at least on the first run at that. That will extend obviously because we want to keep making it wider so there's more room that the dog can go in there, but I want to put in something reasonably rapidly. But yeah, it's nice. We're seeing quite a few things that is definitely needs to come up and move, because that is raspberries. This way, buddy. And there's some good news. I was very worried about this tree. The first one we planted as we went into winter, and you can see there are some sprouts, which is amazing. I think if it survives that initial transplantation, it should do okay. And then as we go down, we've got more things beginning to sprout out here. Really dropped in size down here. This is fascinating. So just as we've moved into spring, you can see how much of this has really come in. There's also quite a lot of insects playing around on there, so definitely going to be a job coming up to get some of the plants and things in place, give this a bit more to do. And then yeah, this is really good actually, so we can probably tidy this up a bit now. There's no water coming out, but you can see it's got that lip, which is ideal. This is working really well. And then up here we've got a lot of the seeds, but they've really not started to come out at all, but that's okay. There's plenty of other stuff beginning to grow. Looking good. So we've got a couple of 1.5 metre fence poles there and another 6 back there, but these two are going to go up about here so that we've got a place to mount the sign. The name of this place. But let's have a look. So one of the things I do need to do in the next few days is tidy this up a bit, because I've got 14 fruit trees, well I think 12 fruit trees, 2 willow trees coming. So we're going to have 6 down here and then 6 closest to the edge. Got a couple of berry bushes that will go on that end. Obviously I'm still building out the black raspberry bushes towards the end to be a bit spikier. That spinning was because Merlin is having fun running around and I've got his belt thing on. Compost's not really doing super well. I need to poke at that. But then as we go down, so we've still got a reasonable chunk of mud down here, but it's definitely beginning to pick some stuff up. But we've got our second grow box, but you can see there's really nothing here. As we go a bit further down though, things are really starting to look greener rather than the yellow we've had, which is great. The mud's going to continue obviously being a problem for a while, but hopefully this will begin to take that over. So I think we should empty the van out, have some lunch. I was wondering about digging those growing saplings out, moving them to closer to the edge, but I don't know, I'm not sure how easy that's going to be. There's what, 4 of them that are a decent size. It would potentially be quite good to just start improving that screening. What I'd really like is between bushes and trees around this corner to just block off some of the site, and obviously I need all of that being collected at some point. We are making progress. Well, that's surprisingly easy, bashing that down. I don't know how stable they'll be, but these ones are only going to be holding up the address pole, so they should be okay. Very brief test. We got the generator working, plugged in the hose and water sprayed out, but then the generator turned itself off. Possibly moisture detection, because the water did come out a little bit fast and a little bit everywhere. So I've disconnected everything. We'll give it a bit of time to dry and we'll try again and maybe see if we can get a bit more of a level, less muddy spot for it as well. But I think it's time to try and mount the sign. Formally make my presence known, which is a weird phrase. Well, it's not quite how I pictured it. The sign is smaller than I maybe had in my head, but it does the job and at least marks where they can drop the trees off when they come round. But fence posts are fairly solid after a few bashes, and yeah, we can have a look at where else we can put them. So we've got a fast fence post just up there, and then leaving the area where we've got gaps. Little dog running around. Leaving the area where we've got the grow box and things outside of the fence, because really the fence is for the dog rather than for anything else. It may get fenced in later, and then one just here, so there's still a couple of meters gap to the edge, but I think that's good, because what I kind of want is to have some kind of screening. And then I probably don't want to go too high over that. Maybe I do. Maybe just go over the back. Could be good. And these are the first flowers I've noticed, just beginning to come up. I'm not sure you can see it. It's just on the corner there, and then we'll come up here to basically where the waste came from when they were drilling the well, and then we'll go along the back a little bit and then along. So we'll definitely need a fence, but that will fully enclose the the caravan, which means I can leave the door open and the dog can run about with it, which will be good. Because it's a bit of a pain at times, because there's so much like that he can get caught on the lead, and that annoys both of us. Okay, so looking at gate post, it's not very straight, but that's fine. With that one, we'll then connect up to that one, and then up to the one past the well, go back down there, so the pond will be fully enclosed. We'll go over the hill a little bit, goes down to the edge, along, and then up, leaving the grow area free, the orchard free. I think all in all, it should be pretty decent. Hard work though, 15 kilo fence post squisher. Don't know what you even call it. Someone's destroying my driveway. You happy with yourself, buddy? You realise you're just going to get caught on that, right? Another 2 concrete slabs in the van. Basically my plan is to spread the soil around here a bit to give it a bit of evenness. I can bring some stuff from over there as well, actually. And then get these put up nice and flat, 6 around that, and then I can put a shed on top of it, which will be nice. And it'll give me a better platform even before the shed to put the generator on, to make sure that that's doing what it's supposed to. Well, 2 more to lay, and it's not pretty, but it's pretty close to level. It's good enough for a little shed to go on top of here, which is really all we're looking for. So I'm going to go grab the other 2 for the end, and then see where we go. And then, I don't know if this guy's got people in him or not. I'm sure we'll find out. Dog's in a hole. He loves being in a hole. That's the second box done as far as I can. I used a bunch of the soil levelling out the well, so we need to get another couple of bags there, but we're going to need another couple of bags when I start this one as well, so probably doesn't make a lot of difference. It's very humid out here, but at least one of us is loving it. I don't know what he's doing, but he is face first in the reeds consistently. What are you finding, buddy? What are you smelling? Anything? You gonna keep going? Touch! Yeah.